Okay, let's get started. So today we're going to talk about how to allow abundance into your life. We're going to do a meditation and then exercise to allow abundance to flow into our lives freely with no restrictions so that we feel just incredibly prosperous all of the time and incredibly abundant and incredibly wealthy in terms of money, yes, and all of those good things that life has to offer. So what is abundance? Let's just start by talking about that. What is abundance? A lot of the time we think of abundance in terms of survival. I need this, I need that, I need. But you can't really think of abundance in those terms. Yes, it's incredibly important to be able to survive. But a lot of the time, if you let go to the universe, if you let go and release to the universe will provide for you if you stay aware of the signs and you just follow the flow and you follow your intuition. You're always really going to be taken care of, okay? So let's kind of start to let go of that need to survive. I need to do this so I can provide for myself. Just make sure that you always feel like you're provided for. So let's move on to what abundance is, because abundance and survival are not related. Abundance and survival are two completely different coins. One is a penny and one is $100 bill. Survival is going to be that penny, and abundance is going to be the $100 bill. Abundance is when you are fully letting the universe flow through you unrestricted, and the more that you are letting the universe flow through you, the more it's going to pour into you. And then that wants to flow through you as well. So people who are very highly abundant are very highly allowing of the flow. They're very highly allowing, and they do not hold back on their gifts and their impulses to give of themselves and their thoughts and their talents and their effort. If they see someone that they think needs help, they give it. If they see someone that they think could use their talents, they put themselves in a position to let their talents be used. So abundance is being in the flow. Put this all simple, right? So what blocks abundance? A lot of the time it's going to be fear. And not fear of abundance, but fear of being recognized for who you truly are. That's the fear that we're all struggling with a lot of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes not so much. And I'll get to that in a second. But most of the time, we're struggling with being recognized for who we truly are, for people seeing us for who we truly are, because we all have that secret person a lot of the time. Those of us who aren't in the flow of abundance, we have that secret person we don't want to show to the world. We are secretly really good at art, really good at singing. We're secretly wonderful leaders. We're secretly great facilitators, great mediators and lawyers, or we have a passion for medicine. But we're kind of scared of people seeing us for those aspects of who we are. And that could do with a lot of reasons that we're not going to go into right now, because we just want to identify that that is happening and the reasons aren't really that important. And then some of the time it's not that. Some of the time it is a fear of abundance. And that's going to be a lot of our old souls in the room, right? I'm an old soul, an extremely old soul when it gets down to it. One of the older ones on the planet right now. And a lot of us are old souls too. If you're listening to this in this room, or if you're listening to this recording later on in your own privacy, you're probably attracted to this idea of being an old soul. And old souls don't like abundance. So why? It has so many different reasons. Just the different obstacles that we encounter once we see what abundance can do to people. We've seen people become very corrupt in our past lifetimes. We've seen people let the abundance of flow go to their heads and think that they can control it, and it's not the universe, but it's them, and it's all them, and so they get separated from a sense of gratitude, and they become very selfish. And so old souls, we tend to lock those things together. Okay, we tend to lock those things together and say, if you're abundant, then you're definitely going to be selfish and terrible and want to kill people for no reason. And this is very limiting to the universe, which wants to flow through us unrestricted, and we don't allow it to. We don't allow it to because we don't want to get back into that abundance trap and see the same things happen. So we're going to let go of all those things in this session. What else is abundance? Abundance is also, it's a great way for the universe to be made manifest. Okay. So the universe has so much to give. It has so much to give and so much energy to provide. And human beings are very special because human beings are gateways for this energy. We are gateways for the earth to the stars and gateways for the stars to the earth. And in our perfect, healed, amazing form, we're going to let the energy flow very freely back and forth and within and without us, through us, and we're not going to block it in any direction. That's the perfect flow. When we're not in a perfect flow, we're blocking it from some direction, either from the earth or from the stars or just all over. Like we don't want to have anything to do with any of it. And that's where a lot of our old souls are too. Like we're just kind of tired, right? We're tired of just letting all the flow go through us all the time because we see in our past lifetimes how much suffering it's brought. And this lifetime is very different. And I'll get to that in a second too. This lifetime is very different. But in the past, the flow has brought a lot of suffering. When it was a lot easier to kill someone if you didn't agree with them. And that's one way that the world has changed today in most parts of the world, right? Where if you don't agree with somebody, you can't just murder them. That's one of the great reasons that the United States was founded and that democracy took root here and then started to spread around the planet. Because what the United States did was it established freedom of press, freedom of religion, and all these different freedoms saying if you disagree with somebody, you can't just kill them. You can't just lock them up. You can't just disappear them. You can't, if you're the government entity, you can't just mass execute people you don't agree with, right? That was a really great karmic reason. A reason that we chose as well for the United States to be founded and for democracy to spread around the world. These ideas that people need to be free to express the universe freely and fully, let the flow go through them. So these are all really good things that have happened on the planet to allow us to be more free today, here, now. And these are necessary tools that the universe wants for us so it can establish itself more firmly. The universe wants to grow all the time. The universe wants to grow and build and expand all the time. The universe wants to make things bigger and brighter. And really, when we think about abundance, that's really what it is, right? The person with the huge boat and the huge apartment and the huge all these things. Their energy has expanded and grown to such a point that the small is not going to contain them anymore. The small is just not going to contain them. And they can't let their energy flow freely and also contain themselves in very limiting environments. So they need larger spaces. They need more beautiful things that reflect their inner soul and their inner personality. Because again, we're always, as we said in our last class, we're always creating our reality with our thoughts all the time. So in our energy. So who you are is always being reflected in the world around you. If you take nothing else away from this class, take away that. Who you are is always being reflected in the world around you. Okay, so we've covered abundance a little bit. So let's go ahead and move on to our first meditation. So I need everyone to just relax and just breathe. Breathe into your stomach and allow your stomach to come all the way out. It's fine. Your stomach is coming all the way out. And no one's judging you in here. It's fine. And when you exhale, kind of collapse your stomach down so your belly button is going towards your spine. And inhale and expand your stomach all the way out. So it's inflating like a big balloon. It looks really beautiful. I love big tummies. And when you exhale, just collapse your stomach all the way so your belly button is reaching towards your spine. And let's do that one more time. So we're expanding, breathing in, expanding our stomach, and collapsing, exhaling, and our belly button is going all the way towards our spine. Great. So we're going to do a grounding exercise, which is going to ground us towards the earth. And then we're going to let in the universe. But the most important part of this is going to be the grounding, because the earth has so much good energy to give to us all of the time. And a lot of our abundance, right, comes directly from the earth. So that's what we want to tap into when we're making it manifest on this planet. So continuing to breathe very deeply and very calmly and steadily. Allow yourself to feel this bright, bright, bright red light at the base of your pelvis. And the bright red light is pooling there. And where is the light coming from? It's coming from all the little fairies around you. It's coming from all the little sprites around you who are filling your pelvis with this bright, bright red energy. This is what they do all day long. They give energy to things. They pour energy into things and into people and animals and plants and all living things and rivers. And they're pouring energy into you right now. They're pouring energy into the base of your pelvis. And when they run out, their friends come to the front of the line and they pour energy. So it's a constantly cycling energy pool into your pelvis where they're cycling and going to gather more red energy and just pouring that energy into your pelvis and pouring it. And you're getting very bright and very full of goodness. And the energy is pooling so much that it's overflowing. And the red energy is flowing down your thighs and underneath your thigh. It's just coating your thighs. And then it's pooling so much, it's flowing down over your knees and underneath your knees, behind your knees. And it's pooling so much, it's flowing down over your calves and underneath your calves and your shin bone and down your ankles and your feet. And it's coating underneath your feet, and it's very safe. If you feel any discomfort, just breathe and allow it to pass. Allow discomfort to pass. Stay with the feeling of the energy. It's very, very, very safe. This is the safest of all energies because this is from our mother who holds us. And the energy is flowing down underneath our feet, and then it's pooling underneath our feet, and it's getting such a large, large pool of glowing red light flowing down our legs and down our feet and pooling underneath our feet and becoming very strong, very strong. So it's starting to kind of build up and become a pool that's coming back up our legs. So we're standing in a pool of this water-like red light. It's coming back up our legs, and it's flowing more from our pelvis down our legs and then back up. Flowing more, coming back up to our knees now. We're standing in a pool of beautiful red energy. And flowing, and it's coming back up to our thighs. We're standing in a pool of beautiful red energy up to our thighs. And flowing back up to our pelvis. And it covers our pelvis, and we're sitting in a pelvis. I'm so sorry. We're sitting in a pool. We're sitting in a pool of beautiful red light up to our pelvis. And the red light is continuing to flow. And so it's coming up to our belly button now. It's up to our belly button, and we're sitting up to our belly button in beautiful red light. And it's continuing to flow. There's so much that Earth has to give to us. Who knew? Who knew there was so much abundance on this planet? It's amazing. It's beautiful. And it's flowing all the way up to the middle of our chest, our heart chakra. And it's up to our heart chakra, the middle of our chest, and we're just sitting in this beautiful pool of red light, and it's extremely safe, and it feels so energizing and warm and comforting, and like the flow has so much room to flow through us. The flow has a lot of room to flow through us and manifest whatever it wants to. And this pool of red energy is rising all the way up to the bottom of our neck, And just float there in this wonderful, beautiful pool of red energy as it's surrounding your entire body and it's releasing all of your blocks. Doesn't that feel good? It's releasing all of your blocks. So you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about your bills and your job. You don't have to worry about your car and your house and your payments. You don't have to worry about anything. It's really relaxing. It's a really relaxing feeling just sitting here in this pool of red energy, knowing everything is well. All is well and everything is being paid for and beyond. And then your heart chakra. So the middle of your chest is your heart chakra. And your heart chakra is starting to glow with a beautiful green light. It's a very pure, very clear green light. And your heart chakra is starting to glow with this light in front of your chest and behind in your back, the middle of your back too. And it's glowing in both directions underneath this pool of beautiful red light, like water. Your heart chakra starts to glow and it starts to say, hey, I want this thing. So everyone, think of something that you really want right now. First thing that comes to mind, what is something that you really want? And take that thought and pull it down into your heart chakra, down into that beautiful green light. And if it has a different color, like brown or black, just let it slowly dissolve. Let all the brown, the black, the gray, sickly yellow, sickly green sometimes, let all of those colors fade away. It's safe to ask for what you want. It is safe to ask for what you want right now. And your desires down in your heart chakra, it is so safe to say, hey, here's this thing I really want. And it's just sitting there and it's dissolving all of the sad energy away, all of the angry energy, all the sick energy away. And it's dissolving everything that's not of God and Goddess in the universe. It's dissolving everything away that isn't pure and good. It's just dissolving everything away. And now this beautiful desire of yours comes out through the front of your chest, and allow it, birth it into the universe. Allow this desire to come into the universe and say, this is what I want, universe. It's safe. It's so safe. There's no one who's telling you that it's not okay to have what you want right now. It's so okay. And the fairies, the little sprites and the pixies are still pouring that red energy into your pelvis. They haven't stopped. And that beautiful red pool is just getting wider all around you. It's getting wider, which is really amazing. It's getting wider and it's filling the room. It's filling our entire room. So we're all connecting our red pools with each other. And the more that we feel abundant, the more that our neighbor is feeling abundant. The more that we feel abundant, the more that the people that are connected to us are feeling abundant as well. So just allow it to fill the entire room. And your little desire is growing bigger. It's growing bigger and it's growing more strength. It's saying, yes, this is what I want. And it's okay to be a want. It's okay to be a desire. This is what I want. I'm going to grow bigger in this beautiful red pool. And I'm connected to the other beautiful red pools. And other people want me to be manifest too. I mean, this is great. I'm a little desire and everyone wants me to be manifest. Everyone wants me to come true for my soul, for the soul that I belong to. So I'm going to grow bigger. I'm going to grow bigger and I'm going to start saying, yes, it is my destiny to be bigger. It is my destiny to be made, to be manifest. I'm going to become. And now let go of your desire. Let it go. Let it go into the universe. Let it become what it wants to be. Let it grow. Let it bring itself back to you, fully formed and fully manifest, as it will. It definitely will. It's definitely coming back to you. And it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling to know that our desires have grown and they've entered the universe and they're coming back to us. So let it go. Let it be free. It'll come right back to you. Wonderful. You're all doing a really good job. I'm so proud of you right now. This room is filled with so much beautiful red light and beautiful red energy. So we've done some really good work so far in bringing forth our desire. And abundance, the true nature of abundance, is really deeper than our desires. Yes, bringing our desires forth is how we manifest abundance into our life. But really true abundance goes deeper than our desires. So let's touch on that right now. Really true abundance is going to be when you're tapped fully into the earth and you let the universe move you. You let the universe move you into wonderful situations and you don't fight it. You don't say, I don't deserve this, or I don't want this right now. I have a different path, or you don't tell the universe what's going on because the universe is also you, right? The universe is also you. So you're not doing this alone. The universe is trying to give you more all the time. It's trying to provide you with more. So true abundance is being really tapped in to the universe and letting it move you and not fighting it and not telling it that you're not worthy, that you're not deserving. So for our last exercise right now, let's tap into just the flow. Okay, we're not going to do anything too crazy or really let the universe take over completely, but we want to get used to that flow in a way that we're not really used to letting it take over, right? We have a very logic structured society, and our society tells us we have to always be in control. And that's not the way to get to true abundance. True abundance is letting the universe be in control. The universe is also you. So it's letting your true self be in control, not the thought, logic self, but your true self, which is connected to all things. So let's all continue to breathe really deeply, and you can still be in your pool of red light if you want to. That's a wonderful image. I like that. And we're going to remain grounded. So being grounded is always very important. You're remaining grounded, your feet firmly on the floor, your pelvis can feel very heavy. And don't let go of that feeling. That feeling is absolutely vital and very important. The universe, the galaxy, the center of all things, the golden light that suffuses and fills the earth is all around you all the time. It's all around you right now. It's all around each of us in this room right now. There's a golden, beautiful, fuzzy light that's surrounding us, but we're keeping it out, right? We're keeping it out. We're saying, I'm in control. You're not in control. I'm in control. But it just continues to surround us. It doesn't really care because it's full of love. It's full of unconditional love. And it's just going to continue surrounding us and continue putting that golden light around us. I want you to imagine your energy, your own energy. You're in a bubble of energy. It could have different colors, maybe. It could have different shapes. It could be really solid or not solid, very fuzzy. It could be very watery, or it could be very like Jell-O, or however you see it. Imagine your individual energy. And your energy has kind of a shell around it, a little bit of a shell. And it's not really thick. It's not really thick at all, which is the very strange thing. You think it would be very thick, very hard. And it's not thick or hard, but it is a shell. And the shell is what everyone told you you're capable of. Everyone told you you're not capable of doing. You're not capable of making a miracle. You're not capable of doing magic. You're not capable of creating whatever you want on this earth because there are limitations and there are limits to what we do as human beings. There are limits and there's just a line. There's a line that we can't cross as human beings. And what I want you to do now is remove that shell because it's not real. It was put there by someone else. It's not yours. It was put there by other people who got their shells from other people, who got their shells from other people, who got their shells from the source of everything that's evil in this world. And so we definitely don't like the shell. We're going to let it go. We're going to say, the shell is not really necessary. The shell is not something that I want or that I need, right? And you might feel a little bit of panic or a little bit of fear. And what you need to do with that panic and that fear is just let the feeling arise and let it keep arising until it's just gone. Don't react to it. Don't say, oh, I have to, no, just let it arise until it's gone. And your shell is just disappearing. The shell that says, I can't, or I won't, or I don't, it's just disappearing right now. It's not part of you. It's something that was put on you to keep you from your mission, to keep you from who you truly are and what you're truly capable of. And so it's disappearing and it's almost completely gone. And just feel how you feel right now to be becoming more free, to be becoming more connected to the universe. It feels almost like being a little kid again a little bit, right? Just in the flow, just not really concerned about who's going to pay for what? How is this going to happen? What am I going to do next? Just everything's kind of okay. And yes, when you become a grown-up, when you grow up, we get more control. But that's one way that we should not be in control. That's one way that we should just continue to leave everything up to our environment around us. Everything's okay. Everything's okay, and we're just in the flow, and everything's fine. So allow the shell to keep removing itself from your consciousness and from your aura, from your energy. And if your mind starts to feel expanded, then that's fantastic. If your mind starts to feel like it's even more bigger and more connected to everything, that's wonderful. And remember, you're always in control of your thoughts and who you are. You're always in control of your boundaries. You don't have to let anyone in just because. But you should always let the universe in. And the universe doesn't have an agenda for you other than your own highest good. So let's do that right now. Let's let the universe in just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're just letting that kind of fuzzy gold energy kind of touch us around our minds and around our ears and our neck and our chin. It's just kind of tickling a little bit. It's kind of touching at us. It's very tentative. It doesn't want to scare us too much. And it's just kind of touching us a little bit, like little gentle touches. Just like a mother on her baby, just like very gentle. And it's touching your forehead a little bit, and it's touching your forehead, and it's just very gentle. And it's touching the top of your head just a tiny, tiny bit. If it's too much, it'll stop. If it's too much for you, it'll stop. But if it's not too much, it's starting to just touch the top of your head just a little bit, and it's going to withdraw. It's not going to push you today because it doesn't want to be too much. It's going to touch you around the eyes, around your eyes and around your nose and your mouth. It's going to touch you on the bridge of your nose, in between your eyes. It's right there. And then it's going to withdraw because it doesn't want to be too much. It's just going to give you these little touches of gentleness like a mother on her baby. And then it's going to withdraw. And we're not going to put the shell back. So that's the homework. That's the challenge. We're not going to put the shell back. We're going to allow ourselves to trust that everything's okay. We don't have to be protected by an artificial construct that was put in place in the time way before our time, right? Way before this time right now, rather. Because you were probably around. You probably do remember. But way before this time that we're in right now, this construct was put into place to limit us and keep us not connected to the flow. So we're not going to go back to the shell. We're not going to put the shell back around us. We're going to let ourselves be relaxed and trusting trusting the universe. And our boundaries are always fully in place. We don't have to connect to anything or anyone that we don't want to. We don't have to do anything that we don't want to. And in fact, you should never do anything that you really, truly do not want to do. You should always trust your gut. Trust your gut, trust your intuition, because that's also the universe acting through you. The universe is always keeping you safe, is always steering you towards abundance and steering you away from what's harmful and what's bad. So finally, the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to be very grateful to ourselves. I'm grateful for each of you right now. We're grateful to ourselves. Thank you for taking the time, myself. Thank you for taking the time to let me be connected to the universe again, because it feels so good. It feels like coming home. And I love the sensation of coming home. It's just something that I've always wanted, to be home in my own skin on this planet, right here, right now. It feels like coming home, and it's amazing. Thank you, myself. And we can feel grateful. If you feel called to, if you feel like it's appropriate, we can feel grateful towards the universe. We don't need to, because the universe always loves us and always surrounds us. And whether or not we're grateful, whether or not we give anything back to it, it will continue to surround us and continue to support us and continue to love us and give us all of its energy. So we don't owe the universe anything, ever. But if you feel called to, go ahead and feel grateful for the universe. Feel grateful for the universe touching you, surrounding you, and just interacting with you a little bit right now. Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for attending this workshop. It was a little shorter today, but I think we all got a lot out of it, which is the important thing. And again, this is going to be uploaded on YouTube later. You can revisit it, and we'll expand on the abundance ideas in the future. But for now, let's just take baby steps and just do one thing at a time. And if you have any questions, or if you need a reading or healing one-on-one with me, my email is ashtartalat@gmail.com. I'm available for that work, whether you're here in DC, whether you're staying in DC, or whether if I'm out of town, you can always contact me by distance. I do distance work, and it's fine. It's great working with you all today. Thank you so much.